Hello everybody, welcome to What Culture Gaming. I am Scott.
And I'm Ben.
And we played a lot of Destiny 2.
Yes, the beta started yesterday.
It did, about 6 p.m. The closed beta, the proper open one's going to be on Friday evening, I believe, for PS4, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we played a bunch of it. We thought we'd talk about sort of what's good and what's not. We haven't talked about it yet.
No.
So what was your initial take?
Well, I originally believed I wouldn't be able to play it at all because I'm a cheap scrub and I don't have PlayStation Plus. So I was pleasantly surprised. Obviously, you could play Destiny on your own if you wanted to, the first one, although that wasn't much fun. No. But it did actually let me play through the single-player Strike. Initially, I must admit, I couldn't tell the difference between Destiny 2 and Destiny 1.
There's a lot of minuscule things.
I imagine the changes will be staggering for people who absolutely loved Destiny.
It's I mean, we can get onto like really little refiney things because I've been playing through Destiny the collection, which I literally like hour to hour went from the first one straight into the second one because I thought that would give me the biggest indication of what's changed. Yes. So yeah, it's really tiny things, but they have tightened some stuff up and changed the way some meters work and whatever. But the first thing the beta throws you into is the first story mission.
Yes.
So
an actual story mission.
Yeah, with cutscenes and everything
and villains. Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of hold square to hack door and ghost fly out.
Yeah.
You know, I never had a problem with the shooting in the first game. I thought
it was the best thing.
Things that was excellent. I really enjoyed it. They kit you out with loads of top tier loot. You're a max level. Before we continue, I should say that in Destiny 1, I finished the game.
I was going to say, how far did you get?
I did finish the game and I got to level 20. And then as soon as it started introducing light levels, I was like, this is too much for me.
Because they've changed a lot of it since then. There's because in the beta, they put you at level 20 with 200 light, and they changed the light level. Like you said, they changed the light level system on the original.
Right.
So this one, like level 20 is kind of just like, is the new level 1, kinda?
Right.
Whatever. And then like in the collection, they give you a bunch of DLC that like bumps you up to higher levels. It's just weird, but the way that Destiny 2 is kind of advancing, because you can't take your character across. I think you can port across aesthetics, but not anything else.
Right.
So they've like rejigged all the classes and that kind of stuff, which again I'll get onto because a lot of people are already complaining about how the hunter class is just totally nerfed. But there's pros and cons. But yeah, who did you pick, and what did you think of like the general story?
I went for the Warlock.
Nice. Okay, I went for Titan. So
I went Warlock in my first playthrough as well. I enjoyed it. I think it's very pretty. Obviously, as you would expect, incredibly linear, but that's how it works.
It's good.
And I think, it was nice to play. I don't know if it blew me away. It certainly didn't win me back over.
I think that's the biggest thing is like this needs to be everything that the first one wasn't, and a big part of that assumption is like, well, how much is it going to work for a single player experience? Because Bungie are obviously known for Halo, and like those games, as much as they were incredible online, still had really good solid single players. Yeah. So like I'm going to be playing, and I have been playing the multiplayer way more than that first mission, or like rerunning that first mission or whatever. Do you think it's a satisfying single player purchase? Because like I don't know if I would say that it is.
Based on what I played, if it continues like that, then there will at least be a narrative, which I think is a huge step up and something that a lot of people wanted in the first game. But I don't know if it's enough that it's going to drag players who left Destiny 1 behind back in, and I don't know if it's going to draw any new players in Destiny 1, or we've had quite a considerable user base, and I think they will all come over. But I don't know if it's done enough to really make me interested enough to come back.
The weirdest thing with Destiny was like, because that whole thing with the way Destiny 2 opens, and you have like actual characters, actual cutscenes, actual narrative drive, and a very just defend Earth, here's some aliens, there you go. That's a really nice setup. There's way more in that opening cutscene than there is in like the entirety of vanilla Destiny.
Yeah.
But the thing with the first Destiny was once they started trotting out the Taken King DLC, that has cutscenes and story and everything that you want. And as soon as you start picking those missions in the first game, that is what Destiny 2 feels like. Right. But I wonder how many people actually even got that far. Like I didn't even play the Taken King stuff till like last month, because I went back and got the collection stuff. And it's just like, I mean, it is like a big question as to like, have they done enough to bring people in?
Yeah,
and I don't know.
It sounds similar to what happened with the jump between Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2. And a lot of people found Borderlands 1 quite lacking story-wise, and it was only with the subsequent DLCs, the General Knox DLC in particular, that their ridiculous over-the-top humor and stupid quests and
that was kind of came into its own.
Really shined in Borderlands 2 came in, but a lot of people missed out because they thought, it's going to be like Borderlands 1.
Well, we can talk about that a bit because Destiny's going for the humor route way more now as well. Like,
yes, with Cade.
Yes, Cade 6 was always like a kind of like a humorous character. Again, in the Taken King. Taken King really feels like when Destiny came into its own. We need to actually like do some stuff. I love that they, in the start of Destiny 2, they pretty much kill off the speaker. Or like he's missing, he's MIA.
Right.
But like that character, everyone always made fun of him anyway when he was like,
and
he was like, I don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain. And I love the idea, because they got rid of Peter Dinklage, like, they recast him with Nolan North years ago. And I just love the idea that Bungie were just like, okay, what didn't work? What do people hate? Kill him, get rid of it, recast him. We're just starting again.
He's gone.
So, but yeah, the comedy kind of seems like for me, it's like Marvel comedy. It's kind of like the widest demographic possible.
Right.
Everyone's a bit quirky.
He's a bit wisecracky.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
It's fine. It works, but
right.
it's weird because you have Destiny still. I don't think hasn't necessarily an identifiable like feel, like a tone. I think they're kind of going for like super gritty, and we've got our own glossary of terms and the speaker and the the traveler and. Because even when you pick a mission from the multiplayer list, it's like go to the directory or invoke the directory, and it's like, could you not just call it matchmaking or like whatever? It kind of has this like serious, you're welcome.
Let's go to the Crucible.
Yeah, let's go to the Crucible. Let's do all this stuff. But then on the other side, they've got Kate 6 and like the loot drive and like all the dancing and like all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there's all that.
I bumped into a player in the strike that is between waves. They just started going.
That's the best thing.
That's great. Yeah. How do I do that?
You must be able to unlock different dances even in the beta, because the one that you start with is like the robot. But I saw a guy doing like a flash dance, and he was like,
isn't it always different based on the race you are?
Oh, maybe, the different classes.
Yeah.
It could be that. But yeah, let's talk about the classes a little bit, because you picked the Warlocks, which means that you would have had like, I don't know what your two different abilities would have been.
I had a glow. I can't tell you the name, but I had like a grenade type ball thing, like a solar flare.
Yes.
That everyone who was nearby got.
I want to say that's called Void something.
Right.
Void Walker.
And then I had the big old flamey swords that fires.
Dawnbreaker, I want to say.
Could well be.
I'm going to go with Dawnbreaker, which is really cool. They've really embraced, that came in with Rise of Iron. They kind of went down this route of like, we're going to bring in like demons and swords and shields.
I was always jealous in the original one where one of my strike partners got to wield the sword in that one mission, and I never did. I never got to wield it.
Yeah, they put that in like, again, some of the DLC in Destiny. It's weird, it's annoying. It's weird and annoying how much Destiny is the game that you think it is, but only in the DLC, the Taken King, the Rise of Iron. Vanilla Destiny, the one that bounced everybody off in 2014, is still like a weird thing. But yeah, when it comes to the classes, they've changed the way that some of the powers work, which like, it'll only be something that you're going to notice, I think, if you go between the two games.
Right.
But like, for the Titan, one of their abilities is Storm Fist, or Fists of... It's a thing where you jump up and you slam your fist down. I did know the name of it, but I've forgotten it. Anyway, they've changed that, so it's not a one-time use. Now you land and you're still in that power stance, and you can run around and keep doing it. You can do like another 2, which is like, is way more, it's way more destructive. You can pretty much take out a whole team if they're like, even if they're a little bit spaced out. But one of the things that comes with that is they've really delayed how much your super move, how fast that charges up.
Yeah, it took a long time for me to be able to use it. I used it maybe twice in that strike.
Which is, I've already seen people complaining about that. And I think I don't mind that, because I think online it gives online matches a bit more of like a progression. It means that everybody's building up and unleashing their supers towards the end of the match, which means that the last third of those matches is like the most insane thing. But it does change the general feel of Destiny. It makes it way more gun heavy, like way more like point and shoot, like more mainstream military kind of thing. Like personally, I didn't really mind it too much, because like I said, I don't mind that at the end you still get to use all the powers, and the powers themselves are like beautiful.
They're cool.
So yeah, all that stuff's really cool. In terms of the classes though, the Hunter is the only one who doesn't have, because you have class abilities as well.
Right.
I think yours would have been, I think you like put down a node and it buffs everyone around you.
Okay.
The thing is with the game, they don't really tell you how to do anything.
No, it didn't tell me how to do anything. I saw the symbols in the bottom left, and I didn't know how to do it. I was pressing combinations of buttons.
Same.
I wasn't sure. I could have looked it up, but
you have to pause and go on your like class logo, hit triangle,
and
then it'll tell you.
Though, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Going in the background.
Geez, that's another thing that they've changed. The touchpad is now like a universal mission matchmaking selection screen, regardless of anything. Like if you're in a cutscene or you're fighting a boss or whatever, if you hit the touchpad, you can then, it just takes you to the Crucible menu, or I guess what is like the beta menu, and it's like, hey, do you want to matchmake? Do you want to do a strike? But yeah, the Hunter class, they've changed the class abilities, because which are new. excuse me, the Titan's class ability lets them put a shield down. Yours would have been like a node that you put down, which buffs everyone around you. The Hunter's ability is more of like it's like a quick dodge that refills their ammo and gives them like more melee power. So like it kind of makes the Hunter class like a really like tricksy kind of character, like way more of like a stick and move kind of thing. But it also means that, you know, up again in like a group fight, it kind of benefits like traversal and running around the map way more than like being able to contend with everybody. Which, like I say, I've seen people online saying like already the Hunter feels demonstrably weaker or less capable of going up against the rest of the characters. But that's for the online. I guess we can talk. Did you do the strike as well?
No, I did. Well, the only thing I was allowed to do because of PlayStation Plus was the strike, the single player thing. But then when I finished and it took me to space and there was a weird new spaceship that I've never seen before, like a strange bubble. I had the option of quick play and Crucible versus multiplayer. I couldn't access either of those.
Well, because you would have done Homecoming when you start, and then there's another strike mission in the middle of the 3 that you get. But I don't know if I think it says PS Plus is required for all 3 things.
Oh, okay. Well, I certainly played the first one.
Cool. Yeah, that's the mission stuff. That's the stuff that you'll get regardless of like anything. That's what they're kind of selling the single player component as, which is like the big story and whatever. But I just, the final thing about the story is I question how much those characters even land. Like, could you tell me anyone's name?
Cade, but not Cade 7.
Cade 6.
See,
even there, it's close though.
Yeah.
But like,
no, I couldn't tell you anyone else's.
Right. Not like an eye, to be honest. There's like Zavala or something.
There was a lot of names being thrown around, a lot of terms. It wasn't overwhelming. It's just I kind of just wanted to shoot stuff.
Yes. And the shooting is good.
The shooting is good, and it's a very beautiful game, and it runs very smoothly. And I had fun playing it. I enjoyed myself, but I don't know if I would be pulled back here.
I think that's going to be the dividing thing is like how much does Destiny work as a single player, and like obviously the hardcore fan base is very much a multiplayer experience. For me, I still really enjoyed it, and I did buddy up with a couple of randoms, and we did the strike. The strike that's included is a 3-player one, which I thought was weird for the beta because like we've done 4-player strikes before, and I don't know if you're trying to show off like the maximum potential of this game, it's weird doing a 3-player one, but whatever. The strike is just like you land on this planet and you have to try to like hunt down this dude. They're trying to find out what the Cabal awakened. It's always someone awakening something, and you like go all the way down. You find out it's a giant Vex, like elite enemy thing, and he's a bullet sponge, and you take him out. But the cool thing with him, which they didn't do, unless I'm forgetting something in the first one, I haven't completed all the DLC, is the arena that you fight him in dynamically changes. Like the floor falls away, and you fall down into different arenas, and he keeps triggering different elemental abilities like around the arena. So like you can't stay in the same place because he'll burn you. So like immediately there's way more to that fight than there ever was especially in vanilla Destiny. So that even that is like Bungie saying like, no, we know what we should have done. This is already what we should have done. So yeah, the strike's really solid. Multiplayer is the one like that I think obviously that's where the meat and potatoes of Destiny kind of is. And that's the stuff where like the Hunter being nerfed kind of comes in, the super move not charging as fast, like things like that. Like the fans who have gone from 1 to 2 are immediately going to notice. One thing that I think is really cool though, it's like quality of life stuff, is that now it's like Halo. If you jump next to a ledge, and you would in the first game you would like slide off it. Now you climb up.
Yeah, I did notice
tiniest
that
of things.
Yeah.
So that's cool, and they've added dynamic cover. So like if you like, which I don't think was in the first one, maybe it just was, and I never found it, which is weird. But say you run up next to like the edge of a building or whatever, or like if you're playing a Titan, you put a hip level shield down. You can just hold aim, and you'll just pop over it. You don't have to like decrouch, shoot, and crouch again. It's the tiniest of things, but like it kind of goes towards my overall take on this beta, which was like I think this might be the finest shooter since like it's not that long ago, Titanfall 2. Because it's just so meticulously balanced. Well, it's not necessarily meticulously balanced based on how the classes tend to play out. But from what I played and the general feel of it, gameplay-wise, like I wasn't getting, I felt like I had a chance when I came up against another player. It wasn't just, I saw you and I died, like which it is in like Call of Duty and Battlefield. I think that they're differentiating it a bit, and they're bringing back the feel that Halo used to have, which was so like rewarding. You would come against a player, and then you would have this like dance of like grenades and shots and headshots and abilities, and maybe there'd be a melee and like whatever. And I miss that feel of online combat, because I think a lot of games went for twitch shooters, which is just like who can draw and shoot the fastest. So I was like so glad that like, because the first Destiny somewhat had that, but 2 kind of really gives you more of a chance, and it's like
So do you think that's
so worthwhile.
Going to make a big difference in the Crucible versus multiplayer stuff?
Yeah, like definitely. I mean, it's it kind of plays into the idea of like the super moves, like being way more special, because like you have to rely on your gun skills and your headshot abilities and melees, sliding through enemy cover. Like I had a great moment, which I wish I brought the footage in for this. I had a great moment where I just like was running toward. There was like 3 dudes and they were all around this like checkpoint, and I like ran in, I slid, I like shot this guy, I threw a grenade, I spun back around, I punched this other guy, the grenade blew up the guy behind me, and I just cleared the whole checkpoint out. Nice. And I was like, that is on, like that should be how it, you should be able to pull those things off.
Yeah.
And it just feels really good. So yeah, I came away extremely positive on it, and I can't like wait to see what else they do, because the actual rundown of features in the beta is just the Homecoming story mission, the Strike, and 2 maps for the multiplayer online.
Right.
With 2 different modes. You either capture control points or you detonate bombs. And yeah.
Well, we'll be bringing you more on Destiny 2 as we have it. Are you getting the beta?
Gushing.
Are you getting the game? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I've been Ben from What Culture.
Oh God, I jumped the gun, but I've been Scott from What Culture.
Jesus.
I know.
And thanks for watching.
Bye.